What are the best and worst motorhome brands? That's one of the most common questions you all ask me. So today we wanted to make a video talking about the best and worst motorhome brands, and I want to give these to you in sequential order. So behind me is going to be some of the best, and today we're hanging out at the Motor Coach store where they have all different types of coaches specializing in the best of the best. Now, there's going to be two different main levels of motorhomes. Production motorhomes are going to be the big motorhome companies that are more mass producing motorhomes. And then once we get over the $1.5 million, $2 million range, you're going to start to get into the high level custom motorhomes. So in today's video, first we're going to talk about the production motorhomes, and I'm going to give you my list of quality between the different manufacturers, and then we're going to talk about the different high-end motorhomes, and I'm going to give you my list top to bottom of what is the best. Now keep in mind there's going to be different variables for how you use the coach that will determine what motorhome is best for you, and I do offer a consulting service. If you want to chat with me, you can schedule a consult call on my website, rvingwithandrewsteele.com, and I'd be happy to discuss your personal situation and try to help you determine what motorhome is best for you. Now, those of you that have been watching the channel know I started washing motorhomes about 15 years ago, and about 5 years ago I started making YouTube videos because I was learning so much about these motorhomes. And over the last few years I've been in a lot of different RV dealers and RV manufacturers. I've been able to touch, feel, drive all different motorhomes. So I'm really looking forward to sharing with you today which motorhomes I think are best. And it is getting a little warm here in Florida, so I want to step inside of one of these coaches to give you this list. But I do have to thank all of the channel sponsors that help make these videos possible, like Brooklyn Bedding, RVmattress.com, where you can get different RV mattresses for all different size RVs, whether you have a bunk coach or an RV King. They're known for having high quality mattresses at a competitive price. They've got a 10-year warranty, 120 night sleep trial, free shipping, and you can get a 25% off discount using the coupon code Andrew Steele. And they've also got other products like their pillows, their weighted blankets, and they make all different types of mattresses. So whether you want a firm mattress or a softer mattress, you can choose what works best for you. And if you're a side sleeper or a back sleeper, you can get on their website and they'll help guide you to what mattress is best for you. I personally use the Firm Aurora mattress, and if you're buying a used motorhome, a lot of the motorhomes do have cheaper mattresses, so I definitely recommend upgrading to a Brooklyn Bedding mattress. I'll leave a link in the description below to rvmattress.com where you can use that 25% off discount code. I really appreciate them sponsoring today's video. This is a really nice Newell coach, but I think if we're going to start at the bottom of the line motorhomes, let's go step into a production motorhome. If you're looking for a more affordable RV, you can find brands like Thor. This is a Thor gas coach behind me. It's going to be on the Ford F53 chassis. Thor, Forest River, Winnebago are all going to have entry-level pricing. And keep in mind, RVs are not perfect. They're all going to have problems, even if we're talking about the $2.5 million RVs. Just because these are at a better price point and they don't have the same level of quality and build construction doesn't mean that you still can't have a great time camping in one of these coaches. Now, we're usually dealing more in the high-end diesel pushers. So on the diesel pusher side of things as well, Forest River is going to have the Berkshire. Thor Motor Coach is going to have the Aria, and I've touched and felt a lot of these coaches that I'm very impressed with. Sometimes I think it makes more of a difference at how well a coach was cared for. A lot of these coaches are going to be on the same chassis. A lot of them are going to be on the Freightliner chassis or the Spartans. So depending on how the original owner maintained that coach, treated that coach, and cared for it, could make a big difference in how well a coach operates and shows when they get to be several years old. On the entry level, the other brand that I would put in that same level is going to be Fleetwood. So in last place, as far as a diesel pusher motorhome, I'm going to have a tie for Thor, Forest River, Fleetwood, and Winnebago. Another side of Fleetwood is American Coach, which are going to be a little bit nicer. I'm going to put those in the same level of build quality as those other coaches I just mentioned, but because they have some of the nicer models, I'll put American Coach just a notch above. Now, going into the production motorhomes, the big three are going to be Integra, Tiffin, and Newmar. And I go back and forth at what I think is the best quality. I've talked about it before. I think in a production motorhome that Newmar is at the top level. There's a lot of different things that they do, the way they build these coaches. When you look at the construction, if you're at an RV show when there's dew in the air in the morning, or if you're walking through an RV resort when there's that morning dew, and you can see the metal posts through the fiberglass, and you can see how far apart that structure is set out, you'll see Newmar has a very robust structure, and it's just a very well-built coach. From the paint design to the interior design, the quality of the craftsmanship, I think Newmar is the best production coach. Now, for the number 2 spot, we've got a battle between Tiffin and Integra, and this is just a totally unbiased video. I'm going to give Integra the number 2 spot over Tiffin, and here's a few reasons why. Tiffin was on their proprietary chassis, the Power Glide chassis, which from what I heard was a little bit harder to get serviced than, say, a Freightliner or a Spartan chassis. And to my knowledge, Tiffin is going to all Freightliner chassis now. They're known for their customer service, and Bob Tiffin being a huge part of that company. Now his grandson, Lee Tiffin, is the current president of Tiffin Motorhomes. But I've just got to give the edge to Integra. Number 2, this is going to be on the Spartan chassis. I'm a huge fan of these cornerstones. Just a very simple design, very easy to use, very similar to a Tiffin. You know, this is like a Coke or Pepsi type of comparison. I'd say quality is really comparable between these two. I think Newmar is going to be edging Integra a little bit in quality, and Integra is going to be edging Tiffin just a little bit in quality. But I also like some of the exterior paint schemes that Integra uses, and some of the new stuff that Tiffin is doing is cool, but I also prefer some of the floor plans that Integra uses, as well as the different interior designs. And they're going to be on the Spartan chassis. I'm a big fan of the Spartan chassis. My 2008 Tiffin Phaeton was on a Spartan chassis, so depending on the year, different motorhomes work with different chassis. 4Travel used to have their proprietary chassis. Now they're going to be on the Spartan K4 chassis. But back in 08, there was some Tiffins on the Spartan chassis. So when I had that 08 Tiffin Phaeton, anytime I needed to call Spartan to get parts and filters, I did an extensive service on that coach. They were very easy to work with, and I've heard that over and over from other Spartan owners at how easy they are to work with. No matter what kind of RV you have, I highly recommend Liquefied RV Toilet Treatment, the best toilet treatment on the market. Check out their comparison videos to see why this works the best. There's one company that I would say is above a production coach, and that's going to be a 4Travel. Previously, the 4Travel IH45 is going to be on their proprietary chassis, the 4Travel chassis. It's going to be similar to a Newell. If you look at the structure, the slide rooms, very close to a Newell coach, the way these are built. I believe Blue Compass now is the owner of Motorhome Specialists and the dealer that sells the brand new 4Travels. Now, these are on the Spartan K4 chassis, so this is going to be a little bit beefier than the K3 chassis that the Cornerstone and the King Air are on. And 4Travel does a lot of really cool stuff. We recently had the opportunity to tour the 4Travel factory and see how they're built. I'm extremely impressed with how 4Travel puts their coaches together. And a lot of you that follow the channel know I'm a huge fan of Newell coaches. So Newell coaches are now going to jump in the $2.5 million range. 4Travels are going to be about 1.65 new, and Newell's going to be on their proprietary chassis. They've got valid slide rooms, a very awesome coach. They've got the 25,000 pound towing capacity. These are going to have the same Cummins X15 like we're going to see in that Integra Cornerstone and the Newmar King Air. It's also going to have the Allison 4000 transmission, same transmission we're going to see in those coaches, but these are going to be more of a custom built type deal. I mean, you can see these paint jobs on this. This is incredible. This is a 2023 that's available for $2,222,222 here at the Motor Coach store. And Newell is known for being able to do all kinds of customization. They've got the most living space, the most headroom, and they're leading the industry in a lot of features. Now, getting into the $2.5 million range, we're also going to have different Prevost conversion companies, and depending on how you're going to use the coach, I believe is going to dictate what's going to be better for you. So the Newell coaches are going to have more bells and whistles. They're going to have lots of cool features, but coming along with all of those features, like we've said before, this is an earthquake going down the road, so the more stuff you have, it's the more stuff that could potentially break or potentially malfunction. And sometimes some of the stuff might be your RGB lighting or just something that you don't necessarily need, and they do have a lot of redundancy built into the coach. I mean, there's backups upon backups. They've been in business for over 50 years, so they've had a lot of time to really customize that motor coach experience, and you'll see a lot of these coaches at different racetracks, a lot of the RV resorts where people are staying for 3 or 4 months at a time, and these customers have the highest level of expectations. Now, one of the good parts about having to troubleshoot Newell coaches is they do have their 24/7 emergency service hotline, so if you're a Newell owner and do have an issue, you can get that support from the team in Oklahoma, regardless of year of the coach or where you bought the coach from. So that really helps keep the Newell coach resale value up, having that factory support. So Newell's getting towards the top, but we also have the different Prevost conversion companies. So I'll give you my list of who I think are the best and worst Prevost converters. This is an unbiased video sponsored by Brooklyn Bedding, so I'm just spilling it all out for you guys in this one. So I'm just going to go straight to number one. Without a doubt, Liberty Coach is at the top of the game. The way they build those coaches, the interior design, the way they drive, the way they hold together. When I see a 20-year-old Liberty coach. In 2013, Dean Lauk started doing the paint designs, which just took them into another level. Nobody is doing paint on the level of Liberty Coach. Nobody is warranting squeaks and rattles to the original owner of the coach. And we rarely see Liberty coaches here at the Motor Coach store, but I've got to give credit where it's due. And I've been able to spend a lot of time with Frank Koenigsetter explaining how they're put together. But as far as fit and finish and quality at how a coach holds up over 20 years, I've got to give it to Liberty Coach on that. Now keep in mind, the Prevost chassis is built to be an industrial grade chassis, so they're built to just run, go down the road, and they're able to piggyback on their research and development of the tour bus industry, the passenger transportation industry. And so you are going to lose quite a bit of room going into a Prevost conversion versus a Newell coach, but they're going to be a little more simple. So going down the road, there's just less stuff that can break, like, you know, an air door. Now, a door on a Prevost can break. That is possible, but just opening and closing that mechanical latch and not having to depend on an air compressor is just less stuff that can break. And now going to the other Prevost converters, the number 2 spot, I'm going to give it to Marathon Coach. They've been in the game a long time. I'm extremely impressed with Marathon Mal going live all the time. Marathon Mal is a friend of a channel. We'd love to collaborate with him sometime. Mal, hit me up next time you're in Florida. Let's get some marathon videos. And talking about marathon videos, we're going to have a video on this 22 Marathon Coach coming soon. It just rolled into the Motor Coach store. I think Brad may be snagging that up for his personal coach, but we're gonna try to get it filmed for you guys. So Marathon is gonna take the number 2 spot. I'm very impressed with their engineering. Now, their design and their paint jobs are kind of hit or miss. I'm not a fan of their paint jobs when you compare them to a Liberty Coach. And some of their interior design can be hit or miss. I've seen some that I really like and some that I don't like. I really like their floor plans. I think they do a great job with floor plans. And the other big thing about Marathon Coach is they've got service centers in Oregon, Texas, and Florida, so a lot of support across the United States, and I think they're converting more Prevost motorhomes than any of the other Prevost converters. Now, coming to the number 3 spot, I'm having a tough time. I'm battling between Featherlight and Emerald because I really like both coaches. I like the simplicity of the Emerald. I think John Walker and his team in Stephenville, Texas have really stepped up their interior design over the last few years. And Jimmy Adams and the team at Featherlight definitely have a really cool style and put together a cool coach as well. I really like the floor plans that Jimmy uses for Featherlight. We don't see as many of those coaches come up just because a lot of them get, bought up and used and they don't build that many. Now, they just did a huge transformation on a 2020 Prevost Featherlight here at the Motor Coach store. That coach is an absolute buy for $1.4 million. I don't know if that price is going to go up because they just spent a bunch of money on a remodel, but Brad said he'll show you the wire when he bought that coach. I think he paid either 1.4 or 1.45. So with that remodel and all the time he's had that coach, he's definitely taking a loss on that deal. I cannot believe that that coach has not sold. That's an absolute buy. And the number 5 spot is going to go to Millennium. And I may be missing something here. I don't see as many of these. It's a cool design, more of an old school style design in my opinion, and I don't see as many Millenniums. The paint jobs are a little more plain. They're definitely very high quality. When we filmed this 2013, I was extremely impressed with the quality, and I've heard great things about Nelson and his team at Millennium. I just think they should do some more marketing because I don't see very much stuff on their social media, so I don't know much more about them. They may have a higher spot on the list if they showed off some more of their coaches on their social media, but I'm going to give them the number 5 spot. I know a lot of you right now are about to jump at the TV and say, Andrew, why have you not given Epic Motor Coach a higher spot? They're a very new Prevost conversion company, so I want to see some more coaches from them before we give them a spot on the list. But if they can keep the pace like that first Epic Motor Coach we saw, I think they're going to climb to the top of the list very quickly, especially at that lower price point. And there are some companies doing some, 1 or 2 conversions a year. I know we did Superior Coach. We did a video for them. That was a really impressive build. They came out of that tour bus industry in Nashville, and I know they had built at least that one motorhome, but there are a lot of Prevosts that do get converted that aren't the big names. But in today's video, I just want to share with you my list of what I think the best and worst motorhomes are. Hopefully that helps you. And if you want to talk about your situation and what the best motorhome is for you, you can schedule a consult call on my website, rvingwithandrewsteele.com. I greatly appreciate all of you supporting the channel and hope you're all having a great day.